Now, besides DIY projects and room makeovers and baking, which, by the way, this is a very, very delicious lemon pound cake, I usually spend a little bit too much time online looking at other people's interiors, and I have some thoughts. Now, before I begin, I want to be very clear. I am not here to tell anybody how to decorate their home. Your home is yours, and you have to do exactly what makes you happy in it. And luckily, all of our tastes are different. Also, all of our houses are different. This house, if you've been here a while, you probably know this. I live in an old farmhouse in the Netherlands. This house requires very different decorating styles than our previous house, which was also an old farmhouse, but it was renovated to be a lot more modern on the inside. So every house and every person calls for a different design style. And I love going online and looking at how other people have decorated and designed their homes. And sometimes I'm like, yes, that is exactly what I want. And sometimes I'm like, I have thoughts. And so I thought it'd be fun to share my honest opinions. Some of these I really love, some of these ideas I really, really hate. And I would love to hear what side you're on. So do let me know in the comments. Okay, so let's start with one that I absolutely love. Let's start on a positive note. Hand-painted wall patterns, like the one behind me. If you've been watching for a while, you may know this because I've been doing it several times so far. This wall was the very first that I did, and this kind of was born out of necessity because I really wanted a specific wallpaper on this wall. And in hindsight, I'm very glad that I didn't go for that wallpaper, but I'll get back to that in a second. The wallpaper was quite pricey, and this is a pretty big wall. So I just simply didn't have the money at the time to do that, but I did want to do something special on that wall, so I decided to paint it and create my own stencil and made my own pattern. Later on, I also did the same thing downstairs on the chimney above the fireplace. I made a little floral design on that. And then I also did it in the guest bedroom where I made a little bit more of a farmhousey style wallpaper. Now, I think the biggest advantage that you have doing this is that you can, first of all, choose your own design. You can choose your own pattern, but you can also choose your own colors. And this is one that is really hard when you choose wallpaper, especially for the chimney above the fireplace downstairs. I wanted a white or a bright background to the pattern. It was always going to clash with the wall paint next to it. And for the wall here in the hallway, I wanted a green that kind of went with the green of the kitchen. It's just really hard to match something like that if you're going to go for a wallpaper. The wallpaper that I really wanted here in the hallway, I think it is called Rose Hip. I will put it on the screen. I'll show you which I mean. It is everywhere now. It is very popular. I see it everywhere. So many people have used this wallpaper in their home that it is no longer interesting to me. I'm very glad that I went for something handmade. This is very unique. I absolutely love this. I absolutely recommend. It's also very easy to do. You don't have to pick a very complicated pattern. So, absolutely love. Okay, this one is personal, and I know some of you are gonna have this in your home, so sorry in advance. But signs with words on them. In the kitchen, in the living room, above your coffee corner, but first coffee, ugh. I can't, I hate it. I don't know why. I mean, the live, laugh, love sign is pretty much retired by this point. I think everybody agrees on that, but you still see a lot of the wooden boards with words on them, and especially the ones that just say kitchen. I'm like, why? Why do you need a sign that tells you that the room with the stove and the sink is your kitchen? Now, I'm going to be honest with you. I do have one framed piece of text in my house, and I'm going to defend it. That is my bread recipe. This is the recipe that I use all the time. It is basically the basic bread recipe that I kind of create all of the other things from. And I thought this was cute, but it's also very functional, which is why I think it's okay. It's a function, because I used to have just a tiny little note on I actually put it on the fridge here, because I have made my bread so many different ways that I just can no longer remember the amounts. I always get them mixed up. So I had to write it down, and I figured, what if I could just make that a little bit more pretty than just a ripped piece of paper? So I actually did this over the weekend. I designed a little recipe card. This is what it looks like. I think I'm also going to make one for Poffertjes. Although I don't think I'm gonna frame all of them. Maybe I'll make a little thing where I can just put them in, I don't know. We'll figure that out later. If you would like one for yourself, you actually can. I have made this available as a little download on my website, which, as a little side note, I've actually been trying to do a little bit more. Whatever I create or paint or draw on my weekends, I will also make it available on my website, which is a small way for you guys to be able to support me and my channel, which I very much appreciate. But anyway, if you would like to do the same as I did, I just soaked this in a little bit of tea to make it look old, and then put it in a frame. Now, between the time of filming this and me editing, I had improved the design of this recipe card a little bit, so I will show you the updated version here. And I have also indeed added one for Poffertjes as well as the lemon pound cake. I also want to mention that if you are already a member of the Dutch Farmhouse family membership, this download will be free for you. So go and check out my post there with a coupon code that you can use on the website. And by the way, this is the bread that this recipe makes. So words on walls generally is a hard no for me. Words that are actually yours is a different conversation. Now this is one that I think the majority of you would agree with, and that is thrifted and imperfect things. I have so many secondhand things in this house, I don't even know where to begin showing you things. I mean, just in this corner alone, thrift store, thrift store, thrift store, thrift store, thrift store, thrift store. I just really like things that are old and things that have been used before. Thrift stores have luckily become way more popular, and I really like the idea of reusing something that really isn't bad enough or in bad enough shape to be thrown away. So my house is filled with them. Also, when I'm talking about imperfect things, let me show you one. One is a good example. I have a frame in my kitchen that I actually found on the side of the road. It was broken. It was not looking good. A lot of big chunks had fallen off, and you can still see it, but only if you pay very close attention. Because I have actually spent quite some time painting all of the parts that have broken off. They were white and therefore very visible, so I painted them a dark brown, like the rest of the frame. And now, I mean, if you don't know it, you don't notice it. Unless you're really gonna inspect all of my things from very up close, which luckily no one has done so far. Wait, I told a little lie. This one came from an antique store. So, not exactly a thrift store, but still secondhand. Or fourth or 600th, I don't know. Hey, Fuzi. Are you coming to join me? Oh, fun. Do you want to offer your opinion as well? No, he has no opinion. He's staying neutral. Something else I genuinely love, and I think with me, a lot of you guys as well, but I still think it's a little bit underrated sometimes, and that is natural textures. Linen, wool, raw wood, wicker, stone, all things that come from somewhere in nature anyway. I'm not gonna say that I don't have any synthetic things in the house. I'm sure I do, but I really do try to avoid it. Now I get that if you are looking for a wool blanket and you go with something synthetic, it's a lot more soft. I don't mind this being a little scratchy. I think it adds charm. And I just love the idea of this old house having things that are not perfect. Anything made out of a natural material is usually a little bit imperfect. There's no two pieces of wood that are exactly the same. A sink made of stone cannot replicate it. It's just, I don't like that. I like the uniqueness of it, but I also just like the warmth and the feeling that it gives. And personally, I think any furniture pieces, bigger pieces that are made of a synthetic material or plastic even, just look a little bit off in an old farmhouse. It just doesn't really go with the style, which is what I mentioned in the beginning of this video. I really like decorating with the house in mind and the style of the house. I'm actually kind of listening to the house when it comes to determining what kind of determining deciding what kind of style I want in my furniture and my decor pieces. What do you think? Do you want to add your 2 cents? No? Do you want to say something to the nice people? Are you showing your butt to everyone? That's a little rude. Okay, so I'm about halfway through. I have 3 more, so stay with me. Also, if you're not subscribed yet, I would appreciate it so much if you did. It helps the channel so much more than you think. So also, I would just really love to welcome you in our little group here. Oh, dangerous. You're not gonna help me then? Apparently, folks doesn't really care if you subscribe, but I do. Now, I may be going a little bit off topic here because I don't think this is really a farmhouse trend at all. It's basically a trend for everyone, and it's a good one because I love this one. And it's bringing the garden inside. As you may know, I spend a lot of time out in the garden. I have a beautiful vegetable garden that I love working on and eating from. So this goes both in the decorating direction as in the kitchen, just food-wise. I've talked about this a couple of times. I really planned on growing enough flowers in the garden to bring inside and put in a vase. It hasn't gone as well as I had hoped. I don't have as much flowers to choose from as I wished. However, I do have some, and I have some very beautiful ones. So I obviously, like everybody else, love to bring them inside, put them in a little vase, and bring a little bit of those beautiful, vibrant summer colors that are out in the garden inside. But the biggest part where I use this one is in the kitchen. Bringing fresh vegetables inside to cook with brings me so incredibly much joy. And I guess this is the only part where it's a little bit farmhousey, is because a farmhouse generally has the space for a vegetable garden. But obviously, you can even do this if you're in an apartment and you have a little balcony that has some sunlight. Nevertheless, I absolutely love bringing the garden inside, and I miss it so much in the winter when I can't do it. Now there is one more that I really hate, and that is matching things. Matching anything, matching furniture in particular. I do not like that at all. The same coffee table with a matching credenza. And this is actually one that I am currently running into myself, because we have a couch here with a matching love seat. And I've been trying to make it look like it's not. I've actually put a piece of fabric over this love seat so that it's not the same as the couch, and I actually plan on making like a slipcover or something for it. Maybe give it some fun color as well. I think that would be a very fun project, although very hard. This is a very personal opinion, because I absolutely understand why people get a matching set of things. But I personally really love the collected vibe. The idea that you found a couch somewhere and then you found a coffee table somewhere else, and it's all just kind of, it's also, in my opinion, the reason that a home takes years to get it to where it matches your personality, because you need to find several things. You need to find little trinkets and things in thrift stores or on travel, or, you know, to scatter through your house and say, okay, this is really the things that I love. And so matching things are not my thing. Now, this is also a little annoying, because when I make things out of fabric, like these curtains behind me, I always have some fabric left, and I always save it, and I'm always like, you know what I could do? I could make a little pillow cover for like cushions on the sofa or something. And I never do, because I don't want a cushion on my sofa that matches my curtains. So, and also, when you buy a duvet cover, it usually comes with a set of 2 pillowcases that matches the duvet cover. I wish it didn't, but then I went ahead and I broke my own rule. Because when I was working on the guest bedroom upstairs, I got that beautiful floral duvet cover from Zara Home, and they actually do sell the duvet covers separately from pillowcases. And so I was like, that is awesome. I'm going to get different pillowcases from the duvet cover. I didn't. I got a matching set because they're quite pricey, and I got scared that if I ordered a different pillowcase that it wouldn't match, or it wouldn't go together. I mean, of course it wouldn't match. It would clash color-wise or something, and I figured, you know what, fine, I'll just order the ones that are supposed to go with this duvet cover. I guess this would be easier if you go into a store, a physical store, and look at the fabric so that you can make them purposefully mismatched. They don't have to be the same, but they have to go together. Online shopping makes that a little bit difficult, but I really want to be better about that. So at some point, we're going to have to redo our own bedroom, because that is a space that I haven't done anything in yet. I really want to do the same vibe as the guest bedroom, a cozy, farmhousey vibe, but with all kinds of different fabrics. No matching pillowcases. Now the last one, and this is also my favorite, and I guess this is more of a philosophy, I suppose, but that is embracing what the house already is. I'm not going to force a certain design style onto this house. That just doesn't work. I can appreciate a very sleek, modern design, but unless I want to basically tear down this house and rebuild it, it's not going to work. It's just not going to look very good. And so I am trying to work always with the house rather than against it. I have brick walls everywhere in the living room. We have these old wooden beams. I don't want to cover them up. I think they are the personality of this house, and I want to work with it. And so I choose certain things with what's already here. I have made a green, fairly simple bookcase against this brick wall, because if I would go for a wooden ornate bookcase, it's going to be too much. It's too busy. It's going to fight with all of the other wood in the house and in the room. So it's going to be very simple. When we moved in, we had to redo our kitchen because the old kitchen was simply falling apart. It was not in a good shape. So we put a brand new kitchen into an old house, and I tried very hard to pick things that looked like they already belonged here. And I think now that we're done, I think we did a pretty good job. It has some modern-ish elements simply because, you know, you do want a modern working kitchen, but it also has some of the old vibes. So yeah, I try to kind of listen to that sounds a little weird, listen to the house. Whenever I want to tackle a room, I wonder, what does this room want? What is it already, and what could improve on it without removing any of the character? This is something that I really disliked in our last house, is where the previous owners had covered up a lot of the character of the house. They had covered up old wooden beams. They had painted over things that I would have so much loved to still be able to see. I'm not going to say that I would never do such a thing, because I do have something planned. I do want to paint over some of the very old tiles in this house. Don't come for me, but it has to be a balance. Now, if we take the guest bedroom upstairs, which is the most recent project that I did, that was very dark and drab. It had dark walls, dark floors. We replaced that because we wanted to brighten it up, but it is still, with the wooden ceilings and the farmhousey vibes and the fabrics and the florals, it looks very farmhousey / cottagey to me, because this is something I've mentioned before. I never really know if my style is farmhouse or cottage. I guess it's somewhere in between. But I absolutely love how that room turned out. And the bathroom that I redid upstairs was also very dark and old-fashioned, very 70s, by the way. I kept the old vibe by painting over the tiles, which means there are still tiny old-fashioned tiles. They're just no longer super dark. They are very nice and bright. And I have added some more elegant details, but I've also added some modern touches. It always has to be a little bit of a balance between old things and the character of the house and the practicality of modern things. So that was my list of things that I absolutely love and things that I absolutely cannot get behind. I am very curious to hear what your thoughts are, especially on the signs with the text on them, because I think the world is still pretty divided about that. And also, I'm pretty sure some of you watching are quietly judging things in my house, which is completely fair. So do let me know in the comments. I promise I can take it. I am going to go on holiday after this week. We are going to enjoy the sun in Sicily. So for the next 3 weeks, there will not be a video. I will be taking a little summer break. In the meantime, I will keep you guys posted about what I'm up to on the membership side of YouTube. So if you're not a member of the Dutch Farmhouse family yet, there is a link in the description where you can join. I will post a little bit more behind the scenes content there. And also I will definitely upload some shots of our vacation. So hope to see you there. And otherwise, I very much hope to see you guys again after my holiday. And if you're gonna go on holiday, enjoy yours too. Thank you so much for watching. Bye guys.